we're going to talk about some cheap fixes that boost your property price or your lease price. And we want to talk about 3 items in particular because they're pretty good ROI. And these are timeless options.
Timeless
right?
options.
Tried and true. What's the tried and true? That's what it is.
True.
Tried and true things. For sellers, on my side, paint. Paint is such a big deal. It gets rid of all the icky handprints on the walls. It brings it to the current century that we're in. And it really doesn't cost that much. And you can do it yourself if you want to, but if you're not good at paint, you should hire somebody because you can really tell the difference when someone paints for you.
What about colors?
Colors have got to be neutral, right? Neutral, whatever's trending in a neutral way. There's always some sort of neutral trending color. What did they release recently? Like burgundy's back. No, do not put burgundy on your walls if you're going to sell it. We want warm whites, probably not really any grays. Grays are out. That was the 2010s era.
Pepto-Bismol pink?
No Pepto-Bismol
No?
pink. None of that.
I had that in one of my houses.
We had a lime color in one of ours, and like the previous agent didn't tell them to paint it, and it was the first room you saw when you walked in the door. Just it doesn't look good on pictures. They don't photograph well. If you've got nice bright light colors, it makes everything bigger, more open. We even had a primary bedroom that was like a deep navy, almost black. And that might work great for you and what you're doing and your like how the feel that you want to have when you walk into your room. Maybe it's got a class of elegance or whatever. Not to a buyer, all they look at is how many coats of paint am I going to need to paint over that, right? Like,
They were probably wanting to black out the room.
yeah, and that's fine. But when you're trying to sell it, it just gets too small and all things. So paint is the number one thing.
When you're painting, make sure you spackle the holes.
Oh yes, prep it well.
Don't
That's why
just
you should
paint
just get
holes.
you should just get painters because they'll come do all that for you. But yes, if you want to
Door
do it yourself,
dings, all that stuff you want to spackle.
because you're going to see it more when it's painted. And then touch-up paints. There's no such thing as a touch-up paint. It's a touch-up wall. The whole wall has to be done. If you're not going to paint the whole room, at least the wall that
Agree
you have
100%.
Yes, because you get that sheen that's just not right or the match that doesn't quite, like they'll try at Home Depot and Sherwin and all the places to match it the best they can, but it's not going to happen.
Right.
So do the whole wall, because usually you can't tell when the walls meet. You think it's a trick of lighting. You don't realize they're slightly off in shade.
Right.
Okay, so paint we can both agree on works wonders for leasing and selling.
Number one.
Number one thing, lighting and fixtures. I think that is another thing we can both agree on 100%. What?
The gold, bronze.
You're just on this bronze
out.
kick.
It's
coming back. It's coming back.
I don't have time to wait. No, we try to get rid of the gold, and unless it's built in the shower.
Yeah, if it was built in the 70s and 80s and 90s and you still have the brass and the gold from back then, it probably needs to be updated at some point. And it's really not a hard fix. Like swapping out a fixture is not too bad.
You can do an entire house in half a day.
Yes. And the handles and the hardware for cabinets, like you can go on Amazon and get them really inexpensive. It's when you go to a furniture store or like one of those places and they want to charge you $5 a handle. Yeah, of course that's a lot, but you can
go to trade days. That's where I got mine.
Go just somewhere you can get them in bulk and swap them through. Make sure you use like the little stencil to drill the holes if you're making new holes so it stays consistent.
Yep.
Keep them level. But that's a good elbow grease project to do.
It's a cheap but nice fix.
Yes. Even your front door. If you can't find keys to your front door because you've done everything keyless entry or whatever, go get a new handle for your front door.
Right.
Because we're going to need the keys. Right. Okay. So lighting. Now, one of the things I was talking about earlier was some of the houses have the old fluorescent box lighting in the kitchen. Like that's one of the most dated things you can do. And if we back up a second, if you're painting and you're paying a professional to paint and you have popcorn in your house,
Get rid of the popcorn ceilings.
Get rid of the popcorn. Oh, I hate that more than you hate brass. I cannot stand popcorn. It's the number one dated thing you can do to your house, especially if you've updated everything else but that. It just constantly shows its age, no matter what.
And the dust.
Everything.
It's dirty.
And nobody wants to undertake it themselves because it's a big project. So if you already have someone coming in doing it, it's worth the money. I have so many sellers are like, "Oh, we couldn't afford the popcorn." I'm like, "That's the one thing you can't afford to not do. I'd rather you keep the Pepto-Bismol walls and you do the popcorn ceilings, and I'll come over and we'll have a paint party." I don't know, but get rid of the popcorn.
Yes.
Okay, so popcorn for sure. But the fluorescent box lights. They have these really cool new light fixtures that are a bar still, so it kind of takes up the space if you don't want to paint around where you take down the fluorescent. And it's an LED light, and they look really great. And it's kind of nice. They're at Home Depot and easy fix. So if you don't want to completely patch taking that box down, but the box has got to go. Like nobody's looking at they're just as bad as popcorn ceilings.
Right.
They're always flickering and there's bugs caught in it. They're just not cute. They're not cute at all. Okay, so then if we're looking at the third thing, I'm going to say flooring. I think you're probably going to agree with flooring. Like
Hmm.
flooring's got to be done, especially if you've got icky carpet, nasty carpet.
Shag carpet.
Ugh.
You got it. It's
It's just an allergy nightmare.
yes. You gotta get it out. Minimum, you gotta clean it. But we got a lot of owners that
Don't want to touch it.
don't want to touch it. But
Carpet shows its
we
age
gotta
so
clean it.
fast. Like, what's the turnover on carpet?
With us, every 5 years, you got to replace carpet.
Yeah.
So I always tell go towards the laminate.
Yep. There's
Do a
some nice quality
laminate flooring. You
LVPs.
can't even tell it's not wood.
Yep.
And if you want carpet down, you do a throw rug.
Yep.
If you're replacing carpet every 3 to 5 years, you're going to pay that off soon.
So I also will make the caveat, if you have a 2-story, I don't love carpet not upstairs. Like if upstairs needs to have carpet if you're selling, because the sound.
Mhm.
You can hear every footstep, everything if you don't have carpet. So I'm cool with hardwoods downstairs, tile downstairs. But if you're going to start throwing hardwoods upstairs, and it's slippery. People fall downstairs. It's just not a good thing. But all downstairs, most people are looking for it nowadays. They don't want any carpet downstairs. It's dirty. It's too much to upkeep. And maybe in bedrooms still, some people do like to see it in bedrooms. But if someone has a really bad allergy, a lot of times they're ripping out carpets
Mhm.
just to keep that clear. When life hits hard, late payments, medical bills, job loss, or even the need to move quickly, many homeowners feel trapped. The fastest way out seems to be selling to a cash investor, but that means giving your home away for pennies on the dollar. You don't have to do that. Nearly half of homeowners today are equity rich, and that value belongs to you. With our One Move program, you can unlock that equity immediately, get cash in hand now, and still share in the upside when your home resells. Or, if you'd rather, we'll shop your property to multiple cash buyers so you can choose the best offer instead of settling for one low bid. Go to donedealoffers.com and discover the smarter way to get cash fast without losing the equity you've worked so hard to build.
Hello, my name is Greg Batchelor with Real Property Management, and I'm here to talk to you about your rental property. Choosing a property management company can be challenging, and here's why. On the outside, it appears everyone is providing the same services, which makes it difficult to narrow down which companies you'll actually call. Interviewing companies over the phone and in person takes hours, as does following up on references, pouring through lengthy contracts and legal documents, and getting answers to your follow-up questions. As you can see, this process can be daunting and time-consuming. So here's a few questions you might consider if you're planning on interviewing other management companies. Number one, what fees are charged to lease and manage your home, and are there any hidden fees in the contracts? Number two, how many homes and what types of properties do they manage? Number three, how many homes do they lease per month, and what are their average days on market? And number four, how quickly do they get your monthly rental proceeds to you? Homeowners have been asking us these questions for years, and that's why we manage tens of thousands of rental properties nationwide. As our clients can affirm, we eliminate the headaches, hassles, and challenges of being a landlord. So you now have a choice to make. You can spin your wheels, interviewing, researching, and pouring through hundreds of pages of legal documents with several companies, or you can hire the done-for-you, no headaches, no hassles, guaranteed services of Real Property Management. We know how stressful leasing and managing a home can be, and we know it takes a large, dedicated staff to manage your home effectively. We currently have tens of thousands of property owners who rest easy every night, knowing their properties are being professionally managed 24/7, 365 days a year. We have a customized plan to lease and manage your home. No trial and error, let's see how it goes attitude here. We will get your home leased quickly to qualified tenants and get the money to you in a timely fashion every month with the most accountable tracking system in the industry. We wouldn't have the client base that we do if we didn't deliver on our promises day in and day out. There are two ways to get in contact with us for your free, no obligation, in-home consultation to let you know what your property will rent for. Fill out the contact information form on this website and we'll call you back shortly, or just give us a call.
Some of these things that were suggested, I want to pick your brain on, as these are kind of interesting to me, for rental upgrades that are cheap upgrades to do. And one of them was the peel and stick backsplashes. And you had made the comment that you're not doing that
We
necessarily.
really don't necessarily do that. Uh, it's a nice to have, but not a need to have.
Right.
You got to work within your budget.
Yes.
If it's in your budget and you can afford it, okay, it makes it pop.
It
when you're
does make
taking
it
the
pop, but you got to be
pictures.
careful which
But
one you're doing. It still has to be kind of neutral. You don't want a crazy
absolutely,
backsplash. And then let's talk about granite countertops. In my world, I always want a granite or a quartz. Like, you got to put that in my world.
there's other options like solid counters. They're not necessarily granite, but
Right.
you can still get away with those. I don't like the formicas.
Yeah, the old
That's dating.
peely.
That's dating the property. So if you have formica, I would think seriously about that.
Use your budget to get those countertops,
Right.
because it's probably going to come back a little bit. You get to write that off as an expense, I'm sure, when
Right.
you're getting it ready.
Right.
And people are, if someone else has granite or solid form countertops next door, you either got to be priced really right for it or be prepared to not have them show up.
They're not going to rent the house just because of that.
That's true. It's
So
a bonus.
it's a nice to have.
Would you we've got some that even have like tile countertops right now. I feel like tile is a tough one.
I think that's kind of like with
Formica.
formica.
Yeah.
Don't prefer it, but if you got to keep it, you keep it.
That makes sense. So those are some bonus things, is
Mhm.
swap out the countertops, maybe not waste a whole bunch of money on landscaping. We talked about mulch is your number one king right there.
Mulch goes a long ways, and weed the flower beds. Get
Yes,
the grass out.
get the grass out.
Not only the flower beds, also the tree wells,
Yes.
the areas around the trees. You want to take care of those. One, because it's HOA violation for most HOAs, but it also makes your place
It
look a lot
does.
better.
It looks so much better with a good mulch.
If it's drive up appeal.
Yes.
They took care of the front yard, so they're probably going to take care of the house also.
Something that just came to mind, blinds. You've got broken blinds that don't open or close.
That's one of my biggest things. I get rid of the blinds.
Okay.
We tend to use the 2-inch
The faux wood ones.
faux wooden blinds. We like using those. That's a good upgrade. A lot of the old houses, they have the 1/2-inch or 1-inch metal blinds.
Ugh.
And they're all bent.
Yep.
Usually, if a blind doesn't open and close and pull up and down, you need to replace it.
Is that a code concern too, or is it just wear and tear?
No, it's just wear and tear.
Okay.
And usually they're beige, and
Yes.
the new white ones make it
Yes.
a lot nicer.
They are a lot nicer. And you want them to be able to up and down. Like, I think it's better to have no blinds than to have terrible blinds.
If you got to use two hands to make it go up and down, you got a problem.
It's a problem. Unless it's those new fancy ones where you just push them up now and
Yeah.
you can pull them down. Those are great. Those are safer. So, okay. So we're looking at paint, lighting, flooring for sure. And then we're not getting crazy about huge bathroom, huge kitchen remodels. We talked about in the past upgrading from a frame shower to a frameless shower because it's usually pretty good ROI, and making sure just those fixtures make sense. A lot of times I see some sellers that want to replace all the windows. I'm like,
No,
it's not the time to replace all the
we
windows.
tell them that this is a rental.
Yes.
It gives them an out to say, okay, I don't have to spend all this money, but
Right.
if I want to, it's up to them. But
And when we're selling it, that's an upgrade to the house that you should have been enjoying this entire time. We're going to price it as is without having to replace all the windows, unless they're just absolutely awful. And we think that ROI is going to make up
they're
for it.
foggy where you can't see out of
Yes,
them.
yeah. If
You
it's
got a
just
problem.
really
Yeah, you got to
bad,
fix that.
or everybody else in the neighborhood's replaced their windows and you haven't, like then at that point we probably need to look at that expense. But a lot of times you should replace them because you want to enjoy them.
Right.
Because that's when you get the best ROIs,
That's right.
when you get that energy
That's
efficiency
right.
and those clear views. So there are some things that you can over improve.
Security systems is one.
Tell me more.
If you've got cameras everywhere, that creates paranoia with the new
Yes.
tenants if they're coming in. And you gotta, if you do have them installed, we either recommend taking them down or you give the contract over to the new tenant and they can get their own contract so that Big Brother's not watching them. You don't have
Right.
the owners watching what's going on.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Because we do have some owners that want to keep their service and they don't want to break their contract, but
Move it to the
we
next
say
place.
no, you
Yeah.
can't do that.
No, that's completely fair because nobody wants to be watched the whole time. That's really awkward and uncomfortable. And
Ring cameras,
yeah,
everybody. Well, this has got a ring. Go, what do I do with that? I go, well, you transfer it into your name.
Yep.
Or you take it off.
yep. And hold on to it and you just pop it back on when you leave. Like
Right.
easy peasy. That's a good one. Yeah. I would say there are some technology things that can definitely get really expensive really quick that most tenants maybe don't even want to use. And so it's also just over improving that way. On our side for a listing, not everything transfers very well over, or they want to take it with them. So half the time we're saying take it off before photos because we don't even want them to know it's on the
Right.
house.
Right.
Those things become obsolete so quickly too. And if they don't work, guess who's getting the phone call?
Yep.
You are. We're trying to alleviate all the phone calls
That's
here.
right.
So, okay, so paint, lighting, flooring, and then if you got the budget, maybe look at granite countertops if it makes sense, or quartz countertops if it makes sense. And don't go too crazy on things. You should just have the conversation with us, and we'll let you know which ones we really think.
Call me. I'll let you know.
It's an easy conversation.